Gang stalking is a slow burning operation. It's an operation that takes a long time, it's done very slowly, and the damage is cumulative. When you are far in your gang stalking operation, only then, after many years of experiencing it, you're gonna be able to make sense of what happened. So, because you lived it, and because the gang stalkers produced it, only you and them are gonna understand the war against you. If you tell anyone else about what's happening to you, they're not gonna understand how that's even possible. Like, for example, how is it possible that anyone could be convinced that they are being harassed with directed energy weapons? That's not something that a normal person begins with. It's not something that happens from one day to another. And this is a methodology that works because in Scientology, the indoctrination of Scientology starts with self improvement, with self help, and then it evolves into thetans and freaking this story about Xenu and sci fi and the aliens in your body. It evolves into that. It slowly evolves into that. And it's the same method that is used in gang stalking. And look, anyone that is out of the gang stalking loop or anyone that doesn't know it is literally gonna assume that the person is crazy. Because how can anyone in their five senses be out and about and be like, oh my God, the government is attacking me? Like, how? You know, same thing with Scientologists. Scientologists believe that there's some type of alien in their body that they need to get rid of. It's the same idea. And it is a slow burning process that happens through many years of indoctrination. And you literally have a relationship with the gang stalkers because they harass you with words that mean something to you. They do things that will make sense to you, but don't make sense to anyone who doesn't know. Like going clear in Scientology. Going clear in Scientology means where you've had enough auditing or therapeutic sessions in Scientology. Anyone that doesn't know anything about Scientology and someone next to them says, oh, I'm going clear, it's not going to make sense to the uninitiated. It's the same with gang stalking. Anyone that doesn't know gang stalking is not going to understand. Anyone that is not part of your gang stalking operation is not going to see it. So if you're being gang stalked, please understand that there's going to be things that are only going to make sense to you. So unless you are telling your whole story, if you tell anyone that you were harassed with headlights or that you were harassed with hand signals or water bottles or words, it's not going to make sense to them because they don't have the context. They are not initiated in gang stalking. Please understand that people are not going to automatically assume that you're crazy if you say you're being gang stalked. Gang stalkers, as soon as you start talking about it, they accuse you of being crazy and they accuse you of being a drug addict because that is how they keep people quiet. Please know that if you talk about gang stalking, the only people that are going to attack you when you talk about it are the gang stalkers themselves. If you're going to say your story, make sure that you provide as much context. Make sure that you provide enough examples. And most importantly, you have to make sure to tell your story through an extended period of time because people are not initiated. They don't understand what gang stalking actually is. To them, gang stalking is the narrative that has been pushed out by these same people. And the narrative is the government is involved, the director of energy weapons. So when you're being gang stalked, the best thing that you can do is defend yourself from a perspective that is not related to gang stalking. When you're being gang stalked, just know that gang stalking starts with actual harassment, actual sabotage. If you're being sabotaged and harassed, don't look up how to expose gang stalking because that's not going to help you. You look up how to report people. Like if you know that someone is involved in some type of harassment, if someone even implies that they're messing with you and then something happens, you want to report it. You want to make sure to report the activity that is harming you. If you know you're being gang stalked, don't don't try to prove that you're being gang stalked. Try what you have to do is that you have to report what's happening to you, because gang stalking is harassment by a lot of people. It's that simple. So you have to make sure to deal with the harassment individually. Don't be out there saying, I'm being followed or whatever, because that's what these people want you to say. That's how they're going to prove that you're crazy or schizophrenic or paranoid. You deal with them one by one. And if the person that you initially talked to is involved, you have all of the right to ask for someone else to help you. The fact that only you know what's happening doesn't mean that it's not happening. So just understand that gang stalking is designed that way. So when you know that something is happening, people are not going to know if you stay quiet. So you want to make sure to talk about it as loud as you can. But again, don't come out like I'm being gang stalked. You want to talk about it and address it individually per person. When I was being gang stalked, I didn't know how to deal with it. So I was only able to deal with some people. But the only way that I took these people out of my way was by dealing with them one by one. So if anyone steals from you and you know who it is, you snap a picture or you report it to the cops, but you want to report as much as you can. If you're at a gym and someone messes with you at the gym, you want to go to the front desk and say that that person is harassing you. You don't have to address it as gang stalking. You address it as harassment, because in the end, that's what it is. It's harassment. It's all harassment. If you happen to be in a customer service position like I was, and you're being harassed, you want to make sure to protect your space and to not allow anyone to rush you, because these people are going to try to anger you. So, look, if someone is trying you when you're being gang stalked, the easiest way to deal with it is to pull out your phone and start recording them and keep dealing with them while you record them. Honestly, I have no idea why I didn't do that. The whole time where I was being gang stalked, I was trying to, somehow prove gang stalking. But the truth is that there were way too many people involved for me to be able to do something or to be able to think clearly. So if you're being gang stalked, please understand, whenever someone is harassing you, feel free to record it wherever it is. Feel free to record it, and it is first your well being than any job. Like, please understand that. And if any type of work environment is too stressful, you want to call HR, because jobs are not supposed to be stressful to the point where you start hearing voices like how much I was stressed at the O'Reilly Auto Parts in Imperial Beach, because Ben Rivero and all of my coworkers were telling me to hurry up and they were telling me to shut up, and and how they literally stopped working so that I would take care of most of the customers. Like that happened, dude, and I was so confused because of what's happening, to the point where I didn't know what to do. And look, it's I now that I'm out of it, I can see things that I could have done. I see it. But when you're being gang stalked, your ability to think clearly is completely obliterated. It completely is. So just know that harassment to such an extreme, like I was harassed at the O'Reilly Auto Parts in Imperial Beach, is illegal. And the reason that I couldn't do anything about it is because I didn't know how to do it. I didn't. And even though there was literally a freaking number on the wall that says, call this number, if something is off or harassment, it was literally on the wall, dude. And the gang stalking was so intense that I was not able to. I didn't even consider calling the freaking labor commission. I didn't, but I should have, and that's the thing, is that gang stalking confuses you and it demoralizes you to the point where you aren't able to think clearly. And you are told no one is going to believe you. No one is going to believe you. But the thing is that your testimony is enough, dude. Why do you think people are actually telling you that no one is going to believe you? It's so that you're discouraged from saying anything. And the truth is that not saying anything is the worst thing you can do. It really is. Because if you want to take any type of legal action, you never even open your mouth. I didn't. I didn't, dude. I quit without saying a word. So what you have to do is report the harassment. And just know that harassment is harassment in whatever shape and form, even if it's a cough, and even if it's indirect, hostile environment, and everyone purposefully putting pressure on you, that is a hostile work environment, and you have to understand that. So just know that the whole thing about no one is going to believe you is a lie. The only I didn't realize until not too long ago that the only people that told me that no one was going to believe me were gang stalkers. Do you see how crazy that is? That gang stalkers were literally the ones that were telling me that no one was going to believe me. Why do you think gang stalkers are the only ones that call you crazy and that say that no one is going to believe you? It's because they don't want you to talk. And the thing is that I believed that everyone was going to think I'm crazy, dude. But the truth is that anyone that is involved in gang stalking is always going to say that you're wrong or that you're crazy. Always. Just understand that. So always, always, always report everything, because that is going to be the only evidence that you are going to leave whenever you're being gang stalked. And just know that the whole thing with no one is going to believe you is a lie, is a total lie. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching. And if you do not know who I am Efrain Rodriguez Guerrero. I was gang stalked for 7 years. And please understand that gang stalking is organized harassment. It's organized harassment. And the harassment can be so insane that it has the potential of making people go crazy, hear voices, feel weird sensations, and it literally dumps people down. It literally does. Please understand that you can always report harassment, and because it's organized, it doesn't mean that you can't report it. All right. The goal of the channel is to help people understand gang stalking, how it works, and how to deal with it, how to beat it. So if you guys would like to help me on that mission, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing the content, or to writing comments. Those are easy and free ways to support the channel. If you guys would like to go above and beyond, say, please consider becoming a member to the channel, less than $5 a month, or you can also make a donation to my PayPal. There is a link to it in the description of the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.